Okay? And when we begin to understand the experiencer, the real experiencer, who is it that experiences through you, and you allow it and go deeper, it is when you begin to know the truth. And the truth is nothing what you have heard, and nothing what you've read. And that's the strange thing. It is a knowing, a feeling. So let us first explore the human being. The human being is a feeling being, because he is consciousness. She is consciousness. Consciousness is a feeling. The primal feeling is always self-consciousness. This is a fact. You study this in psychology, philosophy, metaphysics, whatever. Self-consciousness is the first stage. It's been said that life is an adventure. First, we experience tragedy. And we know this in many teenagers and young people. Everything is tragic. And then slowly it continues as a drama. And that drama, unfortunately, most of the time goes on for the rest of the life. But when an awakening happens, something else happens. It becomes a comedy. Laughter and humor. And it was Ramana Maharshi who said, it is only when you wake up, when you know the self, that you truly laugh. A laughter that reverberates from your very center of being. Because you see that everything is upside down. Nothing is what you thought it was. And nothing is as real as you thought it was. So, why is it like this? Because it cannot be any other way. And this is the beautiful thing. The reason it is like this, it is because of great divine love. You know, when a child learns to adjust to his body, it starts to fall and not learning to walk. But that falling is not bad. Oh, it cries and it gets hurt and we pat it and we say everything is okay. But you see, as it keeps falling, it learns what not to do next time. In other words, the walking is painful in the beginning. Until, of course, it relies on itself, getting to know its own body, bumping into things. So similarly with us, you see, we have self-consciousness. In other words, we are conscious of ourselves. We have a self-image. Did you know that that self-image, all of it, the personal experiencer, is all pain? Very few people are aware of it. It was Ramtzu, who was a direct disciple of Ramesh Balsekar. He said in the beginning, before a person gets to know who they really are, it's just like having a little stone in their shoe. You know, they don't remove it because they figure that's the shoe, that's the walking, so they walk in pain all the time. And after a while they get used to it. You see, they get used to the pain until one day that stone is removed. Oh, it was so good to walk without the stone, but you didn't realize how good it felt until the stone was removed. Well, similarly with personal experiencer. The personal experiencer is suffering all the time. In fact, it was a Sajola who said that 95% of the time we're never present. We're thinking about tomorrow. We're planning already. We're here, we're planning for tomorrow already. And we're wondering whether it's going to work out because of the past. What about now? And now, of course, is missed. And the reason it is missed, because the personal experiencer cannot experience the now. You see? It cannot. Not only it doesn't want to, it cannot. The personal experiencer. We have experienced pure experience. We have. Naturally. First of all, if you didn't, you wouldn't be here. Secondly, you've got great love. You know, it could be love of your child, love of your wife. It doesn't matter. Love of painting, like of art, like love of music, love of computer. It doesn't matter. When you are involved in your love, many moments you forget yourself. You see? Those are the moments when you are now. And that tells you something. You see? because the now itself is quality-less. So there are two things that I'd like you to really feel out as we talk. Two things. One is personal experiencer, and the other one is pure experience. Now, the personal experiencer is what we call fear, is what we call emotional pain, is what we call sadness, is what we call anything that is, quote, negative. Again, very few people are aware of that, because everybody is a personal experience, right? Everybody experiences personally. But this is the life that most people live. Buddha, the first thing he said life is suffering. Unless, of course, you reach nirvana. Then he said, you'll find it's not. You see? So the first step, Ram Dass used to say, he says, the first thing you have to do when you're in prison is to be aware that you're in prison. Otherwise, you'll never have a chance of escaping. Getting, in other words, being outside of the prison. So the first stage is self-consciousness. And in self-consciousness, there is no awareness of self. Naturally, there isn't. Now, what happens, and according to some of the letters I keep getting from people, is this, that there is this idea that fear is wrong, that sadness is bad, and a spiritual person should not feel bad, should not feel fear. And this is the one thing that takes such a long time to grasp, is that as long as you're human, you're going to experience fear, you're going to experience pain. But who said that pain and fear is wrong? Who said that being human is wrong? You see? So what happens is, because it is the personal experiencer. So the personal experiencer is eager for experience. And we know that. And eager for, it doesn't matter what it is, we are eager, whether it's relationship, whether it's skydiving like we discussed before, whether it's drawing, painting, going for a walk, enjoying nature, it doesn't matter. You see? You know, you want to experience. And we can't help wanting that. Even a person brought up in prison, they want to experience. You see? And of course, when you're confined and you cannot move around, then you either experience with inmates and you get into trouble, which most prisoners do, and they experience sexuality among themselves because that is their way of experiencing, or you turn inward. Like one great satsang teacher, whose name I forgot now, who was in prison and became, anybody knows the name now?
Satyam Nadeem.
Satyam Nadeem, right. And he's beautiful. And he experienced, also there was another one, John Hershey, right, who also was in prison. So, but they were able to go within, to experience within. So you see? So we're either experiencing externally or experiencing internally. Now another question would arise, but isn't all experience either personal experience or pure experience? Yes. It cannot be both. But pure experience is what we call the reality of now. Okay? Have you ever felt very high? Have you ever felt deeply in love? Felt really good? Okay, that's called a pure experience. Okay? That's what a pure experience is. Pure means there is no personal experiencer. It means you're driven with so much love, because love, again, okay, we see it as a personal experience, but only emotional love. Pure love itself is not. It is an experiencing, yes.
Are you saying that there's an unconditional quality about
Absolutely.
And a conditional quality about
Right, very good. We are human beings. The human is conditioned totally by the past, total memory. And most people live and die never experiencing anything but. Okay? And then there is unconditional state. That is not conditioned. It's unborn. That's beautiful. It's unborn experience. And it shows first when life is coming into fruition, when life is beginning. The child experiencing this unborn state still there because it's still unconditioned. And the little kitten and puppy, you see. So they have this joy, this pure essence still with them. So this is unconditioned.